Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Outer Wilds. So I spent a little bit of time with the ship's rumor computer just before resetting the cycle here, and I think what we probably want to look into this episode is the quantum shards. There are quantum shards. We were told explicitly by the sign in the quantum tower on Giant's Deep that each quantum shard had a lesson to teach us. But before we do that, I want to go back to the North Pole of Ember, because apparently we were told at some point, and I did not remember this until going to look at the rumor computer, that there was something important had happened in the lakebed at the North Pole of Ember Twin. So let's just head over there and see about that. Anomai disappeared somehow. I'm wondering if it's if they experienced a quantum event. Maybe they got swapped with something. Because we know that sometimes objects that are near the quantum shards get moved around too, right? Like the trees in the grove on Hearth, Timber Hearth. So let's just go have a look. I have no idea what angle we are approaching this planet from. I guess we'll just get down and we'll use the terrestrial level map to solve this issue. I'm having a really good time with this game. I just love exploration, man. I just want to, I want to wander around a beautiful handcrafted thing and marvel at all the handcraftedness of it. Okay, careful. Gravity's not super high here on the Ember Twins, so let's just be a little cautious. Oh, you know what? We haven't talked to, is Chert, right? We haven't talked to Chert since the very first episode. Oh, Jesus, you can really accelerate on this planet. Okay, I did not take any meaningful damage there. Chert, buddy, my friend, I know so much more about what's happening now. Goodness, it's you. Hello. I take it your first launch went well, then? Welcome to the Hourglass Twins. Mind the sand now. I'm going to ask him what he's up to, but it's pretty clear to me what he is up to. Jammin'. Hornfels asked me to update our star charts, so I'm out here observing. This is one of the best places in the solar system to spot astronomical events, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. What's weird is, I've actually seen a couple of supernovae today. Usually I'd be fortunate to see just one. Keep an eye or two on the stars, and maybe you'll spot one yourself. Tell me, what can I do for you? How do I know if I've spotted a supernova? Supernovae look like extra bright stars to the naked eye, but if you zoom in with your signal scope, you can tell they're actually enormous explosions. Oh, that's cool. Massive stars go supernova at the very end of their lifespans, which is why it's so unusual to see two in a single day. I wonder if some of these stars are older than we realized. Yeah, I've been very focused on the Nomai and the Sun Station project and all of this stuff that directly affects us, right, our Groundhog Day loop. But there is something weird going on in the background about us having reached, the end of the universe or something. Like, the stars are all dying all at the same time for some reason. How dangerous is that big column of falling sand? On a scale from 1 to dead, I'd give it a 7 or 8. Awfully pretty, though. Right now, sand is flowing from Ash Twin to Ember Twin, but did you know the process eventually reverses? We're not completely sure why the sand flows back and forth between the twins, but it seems to be natural. It seems to be a natural phenomena. Hey, phenomena is plural. Oh, if you'd like to see something interesting, check out the other twin once a little more of its sand drains off. I promise you won't be disappointed. So yeah, we knew they had to drain back and forth, because otherwise there wouldn't be any sand left on the Ash Twin for the draining that we're observing to happen. But obviously that's not really something we have to think about, since we're not alive for it to go in the other direction. Okay, where should I explore out here? Let's see if this dude has any tips for us. To be honest, I haven't left this lakebed. I don't mean to brag, but I'm really quite good with the little scout, so I've been taking pictures of everything from right here in my campsite. You seen the old shipwreck site on the Ember Twin's southern hemisphere? The one shooting a bright beam of light into the sky? It's not one of our own crashes, surprisingly enough. This one's a Nomai ship. You'll find Nomai ruins across the Twins, but strangely, not a single settlement. Believe me, if there was one to see, I'd have seen it, with my little scout. So where did they live? Well, not on the surface, clearly. The Ember Twin is full of cave systems, though. Maybe the answer lies underground. Yeah, okay, so we're in the lakebed now, then. There's something mysterious going on in this lake bed? It doesn't look like a lake bed, though, right? In what sense is this a lake bed? If anything, it seems to be like a... I guess maybe this lower area around the platform is the lake bed, but it seems like it would be tough to have a lake here, given the fact that the sand is constantly draining in and out of the place. Maybe that wasn't always true. What is that? Do we know what that is? Sorry, I got a little distracted by like a piece of something that flew across our screen there. I'm not 100% certain whether I know what this tunnel is. What are these stairs? Hold on. Hold on a minute. What are we looking at here? How is there still stuff I haven't seen? I mean, we gotta be... Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh! Wait, there's water down there. You know, I just kind of assumed that it wouldn't be safe to fall down here. That's not water, it's sand. Of course it's sand. Maybe we need to reset the loop and come down here earlier. I wonder what's at the bottom of these stairs. And I mean, like, the Nomai must have carved them, right? Maybe at the very bottom they lead to a way into the underground city, which the ship log calls the Sunless City, which just makes me even more nervous about the fact that all of the stars are dying. Listen, I'm enjoying my time with Sunless Skies and everything, but I don't really need that game's tone to get all up in this game's tone. I play this game to relax. That game freaks me out. They really have done a tremendous job here, though, creating like a really chill and relaxing experience, even though sometimes we do get attacked by giant space fish. So somebody disappeared in the lake bed. There's still the sun station. We could still try to get to it. It's close enough to the sun that I think it would be pretty hard to land on it, but we might be able to, I don't know, engage in some teleportation trickery, or perhaps we could use the gravity cannons to fire a probe at it and just look around. You know, we're not that far from the sun. I almost wonder if we could get the little scout over there. Hold on, let's just play around with that idea a little bit. I mean, this is actually going to be a little tricky. We're going to have to figure out what our... Oh, wait. Nope, that was bad. That was bad. I had a moment of hesitation there where I thought, oh, I'll go over it. And then I thought, no, wait, I won't make it over. I'll have to go around instead. And then by the time I had finished having that thought, it was really too late for me to do either of those things. Okay, no, the scout launcher really... Oh, there's a shipboard scout launcher. I was going to say it really would have to be fired from off the planet's surface. But the ship has a scout launcher, doesn't it? Maybe we could just fire that over here. Jeez. I used the down thrusters there to try to prevent myself from careening too far, and just slammed myself into the ground so hard I almost died. Okay. So we get up. Yeah, I should have thought of this earlier. We may actually be able to get a little bit of a view of what's going on at the sun station. I think that was pretty close, actually. No, never mind. We were nowhere near the sun yet. This would be a lot easier if I could lock onto the sun station, but if you could lock onto the sun station, you could just use the autopilot to land on it, right? Alright, so it's going to come back around somewhere in this area. I'm assuming that it inherits all of my momentum. So we have to... more or less... We have to be... Here we go. We have to be stopped relative to the sun, and then we just have to lead by a lot. I don't think that's going to be enough. No, the scout is really slow. The sun is 5 kilometers away. This just isn't going to work. By the time we got close enough for this to be a reasonable thing to do, we would be in tremendous danger from, you know, the sun. Let's just abandon this. This is not a real plan. There are a couple of other things we need to do like visiting the actual Black Hole Forge, which we never got into. Stuff like that. But I really do want to have a look at the quantum crystals and stuff. So why don't we go back to Timberhearth for right now? We'll try getting all the way down into the bottom of... And I kind of can't believe it didn't occur to me to try to go to the core of Ember Twin earlier. But we'll try that on the next cycle. For now, let's just go back to Timberhearth and spend what time we have playing with the Quantum Grove. Oh, we do still also have to actually land on the Interloper, because there's definitely stuff happening on the Interloper, right? Does that look... I mean, we're headed in that direction. Actually, I should let the autopilot do this. Maybe it'll turn out to be sensible to just go straight for the... You know what? Let's do it. I know, I'm getting very distracted here. I get very distracted very easily. Now, the autopilot's not going to do a flawless job on this one because the target is moving. It is going to try to put me directly in its path rather than having me accelerate sort of alongside it. It pulls pretty close to the star, but it doesn't actually hit the star this early. So we can, we should be able to land and be reasonably safe here. I don't know if there's, like, traditional gravity out there. Maybe as it's approaching the sun isn't the best time. Okay, 0.4. 0.4 Gs. That's a non-zero number. Oh, geez. Okay. Yes, that is a non-zero number. Oh, geez. Getting pretty close to the sun here. But I'm alright. I'm in a space cave. I'm in an ice cave. Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, except there's... of course there's ghost matter. Shoot. There must be a way to pass through ghost matter or something, right? Okay, that's interesting. There is a tree. One tree apparently is good enough. Is it the case that all of these are actually... Oh! Oh, wait. Hold on. That's very slippery. Not actually ready to go down there yet. Okay, that one's also not actually ghost mattered. In fact, there's a lot of these little ghost matter objects here, but there's no ghost matter in any of these. Alright, let's start by looking at this recording. I'm receiving much stronger energy readings now that we're beneath the crust. Whatever it is must lie somewhere below, closer to the comet's center. And I'm starting to think it's more dangerous than we realized. Clary, can you hear us? Yes, but your voices are faint. I fear we will lose communication entirely if you continue any deeper. We'll keep the shuttle warm for us, Clary. We'll return the moment we identify the source of the energy readings. I understand, but be cautious, both of you. Okay, so we had definitely read... I'm going to keep the snapshot launcher out here. We had definitely read at some point that somebody was going into the comet, right? So that's just another one of the entrances from that room, I think. Let's verify. Is this the rightmost tunnel? No, okay, it's the one right next to that. So these go down to a different chamber. Okay. That's fine. We'll explore them all one by one. I just wanted to make sure, like, I'm trying to make a reasonable, accurate map of this place in my head. Ow. Okay, I don't feel so good. So we just slid right through some ghost matter there. That might be the other entrance. But, I mean, we're through. Well, we're certainly not getting out now. Wait. Oh. This is not the other set of caves. This is where we came in. Okay. So the rightmost two caves just loop you around. Back out into this room. the lefter caves. That is, the caves that are more left. Standard English, everybody says lefter. You know, because these ones are more lefter than the others. Oh. Is ghost matter down there, and I doubt we can slide through it without dying. Okay, but it does not seem like this one connects to the one next to it necessarily. Oh, maybe it does. They're certainly bending together. Oh yeah, here's the Y junction, which means the ghost matter will be right down here. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Is it the case that that Y junction might have put me out? Yeah, it puts you out below the ghost matter, so that's how you skip it. Okay. Okay. So, what we may have learned just now is that the ghost matter is not responsible for those little rocks in the ground, because they weren't actually near the ghost matter. And the entrance to the one cave had them, even though you could slide through that whole way without touching the ghost matter. So I wonder if I had been assuming... Oh, that's interesting. Completely full of ghost matter, though. I had been assuming that the rocks were a natural occurrence related to the ghost matter somehow, but maybe the Nomai put them there as a warning. All right, well, there's an upper path here. It's going to be pretty paranoid with the camera, because we really could not spend but a moment or two near some ghost matter before dying at this point. Where in the heck are we supposed to go from here? Okay, well, I guess we don't have a lot of options. A little worried because it did say ghost matter detected as we got closer to the mouth of the cave. I'm a little worried we're going to start sliding or falling and then not be able to stop when we hit the ghost matter. Okay, only one of the caves has obvious ghost matter in it. I'm going to take it real slow here. Okay. Do a little side swap. I'm actually starting to run a little low on fuel. That's a thing we got to consider. Fortunately, we never run out of film for our camera. I mean, it's all digital, right? It's probably just deleting the image as soon as you take a new image. Doesn't seem like the ideal technology for exploration. That's a huge amount of ghost matter right there. It looks to me like this right here is the only way out of this room that isn't the way we came in. It's hard to tell in here with all the blue, but that's where we came in, right? Yeah, I don't think there's another gap anywhere. I wonder if we could just... Oh, now this is interesting. Is there actually a Nomai in here? It's hard to tell. He has, like, the crystal shards glowing out of him. Or growing out of him. Or maybe jammed into him really hard. Well, what do you think? What do you think the odds are this particular crevice is packed with the scary stuff? It actually doesn't seem to be. It does seem like it's a pretty serious drop, though. Oh, Lord. Okay. This is setting off my vertigo something fierce. Okay, we're entering a low-gravity cavern. Yeah, this is something. There's ghost matter kind of everywhere. Let's check out this recording. The spherical stone casing here seems to be the source of the energy readings. No, rather, the source is what's within the stone. I'm detecting some form of exotic matter. The stone is muting our energy readings. They should be 10 times what we're seeing at least. I don't think we want this matter interacting with us. As far as I can tell, Direct contact with it would be almost certainly fatal. I've never encountered anything like this casing, but it's all that's protecting us from what's inside. And worse still, this matter is disturbingly volatile. Hi. Whatever the matter inside this casing is, it's more than just profoundly unstable. It's under tons of pressure. Look at this density scan. I've never seen anything this tightly compacted before. What is this? This is orders of magnitude worse than I'd imagine. If this stone were to rupture, the lethal matter within would rapidly expand, completely blanketing this star system almost instantaneously. And the pressure is building as the comet approaches the sun. The interloper colliding with the sun actually is what causes the supernova. It's not the sun station. Maybe. Possibly. Turn to the shuttle right now. The rest of our friends need to know they're in terrible danger. Leave your equipment and run! What are you doing, Pi? Now, the more we know about this alien matter, the better our chances of survival. I will learn what I can here. Go warn the others. Maybe they can construct shelter somehow. Now, Poke. So this one that's dead right in front of us is Pi, and the one up the crevice is Poke, I'm guessing. Never made it out to tell anybody what's going on. So maybe the sun station is responsible. There's some kind of power feedback that occurs when the warp cannon is fired. Or the probe cannon is fired. And maybe that's what kicks off the sun's metamorphosis into a red giant. And then once it's a red giant, the interloper collides with it because it's now larger and exerting more gravity, maybe? They say it was actually... I'm about to ask a bunch of questions that are going to make me sound like an idiot. I don't know how space works, but presumably the process that makes it a red giant causes the elements to start fusing into heavier and heavier things, right? So presumably producing more gravity then? I don't know, but the point is that makes the interloper crash into the sun, either because the sun is now big enough to be in the way, or because it pulls the interloper in more effectively, and this shatters, and that is what causes the rest of the event that we're seeing, perhaps? Maybe. I wonder how much time we have left. Okay, let's see if there's anything else of value here. We've never actually gotten to see one of these Nomai suit guys from the front, have we? Not that I'm expecting to see anything crazy, and we know roughly what their masks look like. It's just the first time we've gotten to do that. Wow. Wow. Oh, jeez! I think we just crashed into the sun. Well... that's a little bit of a shame, because I do not feel like we were done in that particular cavern. That's definitely interesting, though. So we did not actually need to pass through any ghost matter there to get where we were going. I don't think. Which may mean that we don't need to ever pass through it. Like, I was thinking, oh, maybe this is where we'll figure out some way of getting through. But maybe it is the case that in every place where it seems like ghost matter is blocking our path, and remember, we saw that a couple of times in the Hanging City and in the Sunless City, I believe. Maybe there's always a way around. So far, the game has been pretty resistant to, like, giving us new abilities or anything like that. So if they were going to tell us how to bypass... and we're just going right back, by the way. Actually, let's go to Ember Twin first. Let's try to see what is, like, at the core of Ember Twin. Where is Ember Twin? There we are. Yeah, we'll do this first, and then we'll go back to the Interloper. Yeah, if they were going to tell us how to avoid it, it would have to be just a thing you can know. But maybe the thing you're supposed to know is just to go around. Okay, I'm going to cancel the autopilot, because as always, I'm a little bit afraid that it's going to crash me into the Ash Twin. Okay, so we can see the campsite from space, because smoke doesn't work the way I expect it to, basically. And really hard to match here. Ooh, okay. I definitely sort of came down on the planet face first there, but everything's fine, we made it. Jesus! Did I really... Yep. one of the feet of the thing is just planted over open space. Well, that's not ideal. All right, we're gonna intentionally descend. Actually, there's a safer way to do this, and we know that. There's a place where there's stairs. And while I want to descend a little bit faster than the stairs will let me go just walking, we can at least fall near them. What is at the very bottom here? Oh, this is interesting. I don't believe we have seen this before. Unless this is just taking us to the Stepping Stone Cave. Or the area where the high energy lab is, maybe. Okay, I mean, we can see the sand starting to come through. There's a lot of dead ends down here. This is labyrinthine. Oh! Nope, never mind. I was going to say, is this the other side of that... Is the other side of that waterfall, or that sandfall that we couldn't get over before? But no, it doesn't seem so. Okay. Come on, we up here. I don't know where we are relative to the Sunless City right now. There are these little things that you're obviously supposed to be landing on to give yourself a moment to recover. But I'm doing a terrible job. Okay, well, this is the only place that any of this goes. Maybe this is the other side of that sandfall we couldn't get over? Oh, I think it is. Apologies, I know it must not always be clear what's going on when there's sand everywhere in my face. Okay, there's a big cactus there, which is very inconvenient. Turns out, actually, a lot of that going around. Huh. Wait a minute. These are quantum. Yeah, the cacti are not always there. Oh, that's kind of a nightmare because I don't know where we're going. So I don't know, like... I don't know what route I want to be open. Okay, well, I hope this is where we were ultimately headed. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I was going to say that one. Maybe that's not a quantum cactus. Maybe that's an everyday, normal cactus. Huh. No, this looks new. Yeah, this is totally a new chamber. Can I please... Okay, come on. Yeah, this is totally a new chamber. If you come here to look for Coleus, this is where we were when he vanished. He's been missing for 2 days now. It was some kind of quantum thing. Your strange wandering rock friend is here, though Coleus isn't. Coleus and I observed this unusual-looking rock shard and several smaller rocks in at least 2 other caverns. I'm unsure if this is relevant. What happened before Coleus disappeared? We were examining the different rocks. I recall Coleus standing on the largest one, the Wandering Rock. I was taking notes and then my lantern died. When I lit it again, Coleus and the rock were both gone. Oh, interesting. I feel kind of silly for not having thought about that before, but yeah, if you were on top of a rock when it disappeared... So... Is this going to turn off the light? Sure is. Alright, hold on. Let's see if we can figure out where he went. So, we do this, and then we look up. No? Okay, I'm going to try something. We are going to point the camera at the rock. There we go. Then I am going to turn off the lights. And we are going to do this. Then I'm going to turn off my flashlight, and we are going to look up and recall the scout. What? 120? What? Where am I? Okay, well that didn't take us anywhere. I fired the scout and it ended up a long way away. Out of curiosity, hold on. I'm going to fire the scout over here, and I'm going to turn off my flashlight. Oh, no, it has a light, right. Yeah, it totally took us somewhere new. We have identified the cave shard. There are many shards here. Well, sometimes there are. This will be something from Coleus, I assume. How curious. This rock took me with it to a new location. I wonder why this happened. Curious, but also alarming, this new cave appears to lack an entrance or an exit. Also, the rock that brought me here disappeared while I wasn't watching, and then, because they were looking for him, they were probably looking at the rock in the other room, so it never came back. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, eventually the wandering rock did return, though. Never before have I been so delighted to see a sedimentary specimen. I wonder if I myself became quantum, briefly when the rock carried me here. This seems the clearest explanation. Hypothesis. If the rock can bring me here, it can also carry me out. Seems reasonable. My hypothesis was correct. I can travel on the rock as long as I'm not observing my surroundings. I'm going to bring my mentor here to see this. Melore is here now too. We theorize when a conscious being is in contact with a quantum object and ceases to act as an observer, explaining the need for darkness, the being can become entangled with that object and they move together. Friends, Coleus has discovered a new quantum rule. He has also promised me he'll never vanish again, even if he does learn something useful from it. Huh. Well, that's very interesting. I don't know that we have any obvious application for it right here. The cave's pretty small, but we are definitely going to need to do something with this at some point. Okay, so this is how we get back out. That's so cool. This game. Alright. Actually, I'm a little curious about one thing. Let's get on this. Aha, that's what I was wondering, if it could take us to more than one other place. Beautiful. Friends, if you find any sign of Coleus, I implore you to tell me. He vanished without a trace during our research trip and has been missing ever since. Melore, some of us from the Sunless City are here to help search for Coleus. Can you tell us more about your expedition? You have my gratitude, Burr. Coleus and I were studying the cave's geology. We hope to learn more about a unique and wandering rock that visits several different caves in the area. Hold on, we read this, I think. He disappeared in the cave at the bottom of the dry lakebed at the North Pole. It happened in an instant without warning. So, remarkably, the rock travels here to where they wrote about the disappearance. That's so interesting. I don't know where we are right now, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. We're near the city, maybe? I don't remember exactly where this was. Well, hold on. Before we do anything else, let's head back down here and just test the rock a few more times. See if there's anywhere else that it wants to bring us. Okay, this is new. Coleus is missing. He vanished from the lakebed cave several days ago and we're unable to find any trace of him. I don't know how much air he had when he disappeared. I beg any friend reading this, help us recover Coleus. This rock is very familiar. Did you travel here, my sedimentary friend? Because your unique color and texture appears identical to a rock I met earlier. Wasn't this same rock fragment in the cave we found at the bottom of the dry lakebed at the North Pole? We plan to re-examine the northern lakebed cave. Maybe our friendly rock will meet us down there. An update. Melore and I went back to the lakebed cave and observed this rock again. Sometimes it's there, and sometimes it isn't. That means this rock wanders like the quantum moon does. How curious. Okay, so we're learning lots of rules for the quantum moon. This is a cave we've definitely not been in before. I don't think we saw that text. So, where am I here? Well, there are stairs and also cacti. Ow. Just kind of slamming myself directly into the wall. And also an entrance Okay, this is that big thing that the ship is overlooking. That big gate that I wondered if we had gone into before. No, we had not, we now know. So up there is the thing we were just looking at. And over here is just another cave entrance. One of the ends of the broken bridge. Okay. Alright, we're going back to the rock. I'm going to play with it some more. This one seems to have an awful lot of positions. We'll see if it wants to take us anywhere new. So we've learned a lot, I feel like, about the function of the quantum shards. And I think it's reasonable to assume that these are pieces of the quantum moon, or that the quantum moon is at least made of the same stuff that this is, even if they're not actually pieces of it. You know, common origin or something. The fact that the Nomai writing is glow-in-the-dark actually really helps here, because we can look at the writing and turn the light on and off and know which chamber we're in. Okay, I feel relatively confident we've seen them all now. I would really love it if it would put me back in the, Oh yeah, I was about to say put me back in the lakebed chamber, but no, I actually don't want that, do I? Oh, right, we're gonna die. Okay, well, let's explore this way. We know that the other... Oh, no, I've totally spaced on which one of these we were in. Okay, well, the good news is I know where the ship is. Also, we don't exactly even have to go to the ship. We could just go and have a chat with our buddy. Ow. We just go and run into a rock next to our buddy. It's actually remarkably hard to get up here, in my defense. He's built some kind of fortress. Doesn't want anybody stealing his marshmallows. Well, guess what, Chert? Yeah, that's right. Look at that. No power in the verse can stop me. Oh, from burning this marshmallow, no. It's probably fine. Yeah, that sounded pretty good. No, wait. No, I'm done with this. I'm done taunting Chert. Let's talk to him again. Hey, buddy. Yep, so I know this. We haven't talked to him yet on this loop, right? I found something. I found Nomai writing about the sun station. Is that what's in orbit around the sun, do you think? This sun station? Yes, I think we could reasonably guess that. Quite clever of the Nomai to devise a way to study the sun up close and personal. It must have been tremendously difficult to construct. And hot inside, I can only imagine. I wonder how they were able to travel back and forth from the sun station and the Hourglass twins when the slightest slip-up would have meant a fiery death. Yes, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, there must be a way to, like, teleport to the station or something, because there's no way they flew to it. We tried that. We examined the folly of that. Is this the go-around where the Interloper will collide? No, the Interloper is actually already leaving orbit. Well, we probably have waited too long to go in there and actually get anything done. On this loop, at least. We can do one more loop, though. Did I get a clear signal reading on you? If we're observing the cave shard with our signal scope, it probably doesn't move, right? Power shard? Oh, that's right. We could just do this to identify all of the shard positions. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure we got the reading from Chert so that I'm not getting like a weird signal unknown later and it's just him. Kind of seems like he's... Oh, okay. He has only stopped playing his instruments if we are looking at him with our signal scope equipped. Well, that being the case, I don't know that we have a lot else of value to do here prior to the reset. And the good news is that the, and this is the only time, the only circumstance in which I'm likely to say this, the good news is the death of our solar system will be soon. So, you know, everybody can just enjoy that. I really do feel like the Ash Twin is remarkably featureless. Not featureless, but like I can't figure out what is significant about it. I guess we could just leave the ship here. This is fine. Maybe we missed something. Let's spend the rest of the time until the reset, and it looks like it's not going to be too long now. Exploring the Ash Twin some more. Actually, hold on. Let's spend the rest of the time until the reset looking at the ship's rumor log. How about that? There's got to be something significant about the Ash Twin, right? There's going to be something happening here. Okay, got some new data. So we were in the ruptured core a little bit. Found the 2 missing members of the Nomai shuttle crew. Yeah, you can see rumor mode is pretty verbose. Doing a good job of keeping track of all of the stuff that we're doing here. The frozen Nomai shuttle. The Nomai landed on the Interloper not long after its arrival in the solar system. Shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Clary, the Nomai who stayed behind, lost contact with the other 2 after they descended below the Interloper's surface. So, there's more to explore here. If we haven't used the gravity cannon to pull back the shuttle, then when we land on the Interloper, the shuttle should still be there somewhere, right? Oh, hold on. I was going to look for Ash Twin stuff. I'm still not 100% sure how this thing is organized, but obviously there's a bunch of Ash Twin stuff here in the middle. The Nomai Mines. Where is this? Nomai mined ore from this site to construct a protective shell around the core of Ash Twin. Nomai discovered a species of 4-legged, semi-aquatic life forms in the waterways near the mine. There's more to explore here. Oh, this is on Hearth, right? This is the place where all those big holes were bored. Okay. I think that's on Hearth. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of, like, indication. Because you can see here, stuff about the Ash Twin and stuff about Statue Island and stuff about these Nomai mines are all the same color. So, like, the colors sort the objects by like, interest, but they don't sort them by location. Although I can hit space to mark the locations on my HUD, so maybe that doesn't matter. But only if I've actually seen them. Apparently I've not seen White Hole Station. I guess that's true. We went to where the White Hole is, but we did not find the station. That might be a thing worth doing as well. Of course, there is the Sun Station. Yeah, we have more to do with the Sun City. And at the temporary settlement. Wait, which temporary settlement is this? Find in map mode. This is the old settlement below Brittle Hollow. Oh, the map mode. Okay. Map mode actually also has information. I can click on the planets, I guess. Okay, that's pretty useful. So this is just marked because this is where we have entries that we haven't actually read yet. Okay, the stars are simply dying from old age, and all of them at roughly the same time, which is pretty bad for, you know, the solar system. Okay, we still got a little bit of time here. Let's just read all of the entries relevant to the Ash Twin. Not a lot of them, actually. The Nomai sealed something away inside the core of Ash Twin. Every memory recorded by a Nomai statue is transmitted. Oh, the Ash Twin Project, right. The Ash Twin Project is where the memory storage is, because they built it to fire in case, or to turn on in case of the failure of the Ash Twin Project, which must be what it was that caused the Nomai statue to activate while we were near it, and also while Gabbro was near that other one on Giant's Deep. Several large towers form a ring around Ash Twin's equator. White Hole Station was used as a model for these towers, which were built for the Ash Twin Project. So, inside the core of Ash Twin is where that chamber is that has the big memory masks. I do not know how we would access it, because I feel like we were pretty thorough at looking for the core, but I guess we were pretty thorough at looking for the core from just like outside. Maybe the way you're supposed to access it is from inside one of these buildings. We just didn't find the right one. Let's see. Here's a dead Nomai, a couple of dead Nomai still in suits. And this is doing a gravity thing right now. Have we been on the tops of all these structures? It would be pretty easy to get up to them, so probably if there was anything really interesting on the tops of them, we would have seen it, right? Yeah, and I mean, we just flew over a bunch of them as we were landing the ship here. It's tough to imagine... Having a heck of a time. There we go. It's tough to imagine that there would be anything really major to see here that we didn't already see. That is not a gap of any kind. I have no idea how we would access the core of Ashtwin, even if that's a thing that we really do want to do. No, we cannot drop through here. That's alright. I feel we were definitely inside this one, right? I'm pretty sure we were. I feel like we went inside of all of these. And the only reason I'm even looking at them again... okay, hold on. We're below the bridge. I dropped out of there looking for the bridge, but apparently it's a little higher up than I realized. Yeah, the only reason I'm at all concerned about this... Oh, right, you have to access this from the inside, which you can do from the very bottom? Oh, fuel. Shoot. I wasn't even thinking about our fuel. Well, the good news is we're really not that far from the ship. Yeah, we can definitely just climb into that from the bottom. You know, on a scale from 1 to dead, that thing is probably not going to kill us. Yeah, here you go. You enter this thing from the bottom, and the lock on the inside of that door totally still works. Although that's not exactly where this is. Wait. This isn't the right, yeah, this isn't even the right one of these, is it? This is where we were just moments ago. This is the one we climbed to the top of. Bridge is elsewhere. Very apparently bad at remembering which side of the thing we're on. Okay, here we go. Ow. Yep, I've gotten all turned around already. It's a pretty angry looking sun. As far as stars go, that one looks real mad. Okay, the sand has not completely pulled away yet. Wait, have we been in here? Yes, we totally have. What did this say? Right, the sun station plans. Yeah, we totally read this. Okay, I don't need that. What I do need is to maybe figure out what value this room could have to us. So if I fire my scout into there, does it... Okay, it does get pulled up. What is the point of it being up there? And how does that help me? It doesn't really see anything. And this is the room that we were seeing down into, right? Yeah, I don't, huh. Seems pretty obviously designed for you to do that, but I can't fathom why. And I can't get around the fungus here. Let me, let's just keep looking around here. We're gonna be pretty close to out of time on this loop anyway. I'm having a hard time orienting this camera. Okay, there's nothing over there. Yeah, that's super weird. It's super weird that there's a thing that's obviously designed to take your probe in, or your scout in, and put it up into that other room without, like, any reason to do that. Huh. Yeah, there's nothing over there either. It seems like they're putting some effort into hiding something from you, but then when you go to look at what the thing is, it seems to be nothing. I wonder if there's some quantum nonsense here that I'm not noticing. Hey there, sun that looks about 14 feet from my face. So yeah, we could open that door if we could get inside of there, but, like, why? To what end? I don't know that that helps us at all. It's certainly a weird thing that we do not yet have access to, and that alone is maybe good enough reason to become kind of obsessed with it. But it certainly doesn't seem to have any obvious immediate use. Nope. Get in there. Okay. Yeah, and we were definitely over here. Okay. So that room we can't access is something we can't access for a reason, if we assume that this works via normal video game logic. I remember this scroll. I'm pretty sure that we already grabbed this and carried it to the wall below. Yeah, I guess there's just nothing else to do here. At this point, the sun has consumed Sun Station, right? It's possible that the Nomai, the whole Sun Station Ash Twin failure probe cannon launching thing didn't have anything to do with the sun going nuts. I guess that's an assumption that I'm making that isn't really based on a lot of hard evidence. It's just coincidence, just a bunch of weird things happening right next to each other. Yeah, I don't know. I expect we will learn more soon. Apparently the sun is directly on the other side of the planet. Let's just take a nice break here in the tree room with our friend. We have no idea which one this is. But really, truly, are not all beings friends here in this solar system of ours? It seems like we're all basically on the same side, at least. Okay, new reset. This time we need to go to the Interloper. So, what is... we also still have quantum shards to check out in various places. We're certainly not done yet. Let's prioritize the Interloper this time. We may not be able to take off for it right away. It might be that the smart thing to do is to explore on Timberhearth a little bit, and then go get the Interloper as it closes in for the first time. Yeah, see, now that I understand the shapes involved and stuff, we can see very clearly that that is the probe cannon firing and then shattering. That is a scout launcher. Thank. Alright, so let's go see what our Interloper timing looks like. Always remember to suit up immediately, because otherwise you run the risk of that thing happening again. Okay, we have a little bit of time, it looks like. Hey, what's up there, Quantum Moon? So we know now that we could probably trap the Quantum Moon in the sky and prevent it from moving if we took a picture of it right now with our scout. And I just kept the picture up. Got him. No, as soon as you retrieve the scout, though. Okay. So now the Quantum Moon can't go anywhere. We have a picture of it. And those are the rules, apparently. Oh! There is... Right! I thought there wasn't moon here, because when we went through the cloud... we just passed straight through it. I was like, it's not really a quantum moon, it's like quantum space fog. But it must be the case that when we lose sight of the cloud... I'm not really sure how it works, because we already can't see the moon from the outside. The moon. And when we're inside the cloud, all we can see is the cloud. But if being able to see the cloud isn't sufficient to keep it in place, then why does it stay in place ever at all when anybody's looking at it, given that all anyone can see is the cloud? It seems very strange. I'm a little concerned here. Can I equip my scout launcher? Yeah, let's take a picture of some moon. I'm a little concerned that when we turned around, it would have just disappeared. Okay. We just have to be very careful to either keep this picture in front of us at all times or never blink. Either one of those things will work. What was the damaged component of my ship? It looked like it was on the top in the schematic. The damaged part is usually pretty obviously sparking, but I don't actually see it. Huh. Well, we're certainly on the quantum moon. Maybe I should be paying more attention to that. Here we go. I was just thinking, you know, if we needed to suddenly leave, having a functional autopilot would be a good idea. Okay, everything's basically fine. What on earth? Our ship just kicked us. What the hell happened there? Jesus. That scared the hell out of me. Okay, just never put the picture away. Somebody landed a scout here. I wish they wore name tags. Oh, somebody landed a scout here. That's my scout. That's my scout. It's right there. Hey, how you doing, little guy? I want to take out my signal scope. We have to be a little bit careful. Okay, it turns out it's the quantum moon that I'm detecting. It's also over there. So yeah, you see the ship is like rocking a little bit. There's something new over this way, though. Just keeping a picture of the quantum moon loaded up here, because I'm a little concerned that if I were to, like, jump and for a moment just be looking at the clouds, that stuff might go awry. So we're in, like, we're in a little grove here. It looks like to get over these rocks I have to go up above the cloud layer, which I guess theoretically should not be a problem because we have an image of the quantum moon loaded up on our camera. It's wild that that works that way, considering that this is not like a live feed or anything. This is a still image that we captured. Somehow the quantum object knows that we are looking at pixels that represent it. That disappeared and reappeared. That's interesting. I guess maybe this is where we ought to go next. We could get around between the different areas on the quantum moon by looking away from our surroundings and then looking back. At the risk of maybe getting into someplace pretty weird here, let's retrieve the scout. Okay. I will stay on the quantum moon, but the tower will move around, right? Oh, this is very interesting. Recall the rule of the sixth location. Huh. Recall the rule of quantum entanglement. Right, I remember that. We know that one. You have recalled the rule of quantum imaging. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here in the first place. Okay. So the gnome figured out how to get onto the quantum moon. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to build this. Are we in a different area now? Oh, that's my ship. Huh. Is there anything else here of interest, or am I supposed to just pay attention to that tower? If there is another dead gnome. Yeah, it kind of looks like there's nothing else going on in this little, this particular little crater, aside from access to that tower. What we might want to do is make sure that we are looking at the only entrance there. Okay, I'm going to go back inside. Was that tree there before? Is that a quantum tree? It's not. I don't think so. I think that's a normal tree. It's a normal tree on a quantum moon. Okay, so if we close the door and then turn the lights off, and then turn our flashlight off, what will happen, do you think? Okay, we can compel the the quantum moon to move. So we're at the Ember twin now. We can compel the quantum moon to move to the eye? Hold on. Okay, it's bouncing between the same two locations. Now we're at Giant's Deep. I'm wondering if... And the text doesn't change, probably? No, okay. Huh. Wait, does anyone else hear water? Is it wet outside when we're around Giant's Deep? Why would the moon be wet? Okay, let's just turn this around and make sure we have the power in it. Wait. The whole place is different. Oh, that's very strange. The whole moon is different when it's in different places. Okay. I don't, I guess we need to bounce it around to all of the different planets and actually go outside and look at it when it's around them. Although I don't understand how... I don't understand how any of this makes sense, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay. So the rule of quantum entanglement and the rule of quantum imaging are what allowed us to land here and then ride it while it moves around. I do not actually know the rule of the sixth location. But I'm assuming that there's some other thing here that we have to know before we can get it to go to the eye. And that, talking about the rule of entanglement, is clearly the weird rock that we rode around in the caves. This, talking about the rule of imaging, is clearly the quantum tower on Giant's Deep. And this is pretty clearly the quantum tower on Brittle Hollow, or rather in Brittle Hollow. So maybe we have to go back to Brittle Hollow and find our way into the place where we're going before we can make any more progress here. Alright, for right now, my plan is... Oh, I gotta turn the lights off. Okay, so now we're back at Hearth. We know what it looks like when we're at Hearth. Now we're at Dark Bramble. That's very interesting to me. Let's have a look at what it looks like when we're at Dark Bramble. How many terrifying jump scare fish do you think we are going to see? Alright, don't you go anywhere, tower. I really don't want you to go anywhere. So it's sort of not a quantum moon. It's like a bunch of different quantum moons. There are dead Nomai on each of them, or there's one dead Nomai that's moving around with us. There were two dead Nomai in the crater when the moon was around Timberhearth. So, unless I've missed it, it looks like there's only one... Weird. There's only one dead Nomai on each of these other moons. So no, they're probably different Nomai. Kind of looks like there's not really anything of value on the different quantum moons. I guess I'm not being super thorough, so I'm a little afraid that something's going to go wrong and we're going to end up just like getting dumped off in the middle of space here. Oh, that is something. What is that? Oh, what is that? I'm definitely a little worried that I'm going to go up in there and have a good reason to put away my scout launcher, and we're going to end up in a different position. In a real whole different thing. Yep, I put away my scout launcher. Well, that's bad. Solanum. Is this a name we've seen before? This might be new. I am here. After watching it wander the skies for so long, I am about to stand for the first time on the quantum moon. My excitement is so great I could combust. Before I step outside the shuttle, here are my reflections. I have learned about the wow. I just completely failed to say that word like 7 times. I have learned about the wandering quantum moon in school and from those who came before me. I visited each of the quantum shards and learned what they had to teach me. I am ready. Okay, well, is that it, really? Okay, so this is standard ship navigation controls. Do we want to play with this ship? Ooh. Oh, what have I done? Where are we? Oh, Jesus! Okay, we're in Brittle Hollow, then. that loud, terrifying sound was us being in Brittle Hollow. This is fascinating, you guys. I'm just like... No. Hey, what the... Okay. Let's just pull it back. Though. I almost fired us directly into the sun. This is why you should not play with strange spaceships. Well, bad news. I don't think I can get us back there. I guess the good news is that we're on Brittle Hollow, which is a place of great import. So we can spend the rest of this cycle trying to get inside the quantum tower on Brittle Hollow. Oh, dear. This feels like a glitch. Yeah, that's very... Huh. The section of land that we are on has just disappeared, as though it was supposed to have disappeared. I don't know how to get the game to redraw it, but I would really love to be able to see where I am. I'm just going to try to get us to a different... Oh, I've crashed into an invisible wall. Trying to get us to a different piece of land. Oh dear. Oh dear. We're really moving. We might be visiting the white hole at this rate. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Oh. Yep, I landed us on a thing that was falling into the black hole. Well, that's not my fault. A lot of the things that have happened during this series have been my fault. That one, not so much. So wait, is this White Hole Station? Or no, this is just a big chunk of Brittle Hollow, right? That has fallen through the white hole with us. Actually, I'm not sure. Wait a minute. I just had a really good idea. There is a place in Brittle Hollow that we can't easily access because we can't climb up to it. While it's still part of Brittle Hollow, but we could wait for it to fall through and go through with it and then just fly to it. This might be that place. Well, this might totally be White Hole Station, because there is a standard air access lock thing here. Let's find out. Let's find out what this is. Yeah, I think I might have accidentally flown us into White Hole Station there, which is just a tremendous stroke of luck. Things are starting to go really well for us. The Ember Twin Projection Stone is the only thing we have here. There's no projection pit in which to put it. Welcome to the White Hole Station. Did you fall through the black hole by accident? Yes. Don't worry, you aren't the first. Hell, it's not even the first time I've done it. You can use this warp tower to return to Brittle Hollow. Warp towers work like this. Stand in the middle of the platform on the floor, look up, and wait. The path opens when the tower's corresponding astral body is directly overhead. Well, that's new information. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we're not doing it just yet. Hold on, I want to see where this goes. But not really anywhere. What is this? Rolling around a ball in the floor? Oh. Oh, I can realign it. It'll just keep spinning that way until... Okay, no, not until the thing is taken out. Maybe it's aligning with something in particular, or maybe I have to put it in there again to stop it? No? I put it in the other side, does that stop it, or does that make it just rotate the other way? Yeah, that seems to stop it. But then that does make it rotate the other way. Is there a way to stop it? In theory, it should be very difficult to point it at Brittle Hollow, right? What is that? What was that? It's probably just a piece of the city? Okay, well, I guess we just leave it rotating, right? This is the wrong one. There we go. Oh, yeah, okay. There's nowhere to use this projection stone. I guess we'll just take it with us? I wonder if I can do that. Okay, I'm looking directly upward. I don't really know if this is right. If I should be trying to place my crosshair in the little circle, maybe? But I feel like I'm standing on the middle of this thing and looking in the right direction. Oh! Oh. That's what these are! These are where the projection towers take you to. Oh my god, we are learning so much today. Yeah, that's like very interesting. Okay, so I think I was pretty much right on with the idea... Did we already read this? That's what these are for. They're for telling you how much time has passed while you were teleporting. It turns out it's pretty fast. A pretty fast way of moving. I think the idea that I had for... Okay, still having... Well, at some point, a bug was introduced, which is certainly interesting. There's a wall between us and here, but I can't tell where it is. I don't know how to get into this building anymore. This is terrible. What a horrible thing is happening here. I will endeavor to fix this before the next episode. I'm pretty much just pressing myself against all of the surfaces, trying to figure out if there's a door in one of them. Oh! And then everything became visible again. Yeah, that's super weird. I'll try to figure out what that is and make it stop happening before the next episode. So, have we actually had a good look at the Ember Twin projection stone before? Romy and I reviewed the records you sent, and it appears to show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing from the Whitehall station. Oh, you know what? I saw that the two numbers on the time readout were one value apart, and I just didn't even look at which direction they were apart in. I understand it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and the result is the same every time someone warps. The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. Do you suppose our instruments can't accurately measure time to such a small degree? As I've already told Remy, these measurements can't be accurate. How can a Nomai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped into the teleporter? The implications are absurd. Well, I don't disagree. It would mean I've inadvertently broken several fundamental theorems regarding the universe. We have to reconsider all of our beliefs about the nature of time. Yes, I hope so too. I also don't want to have to reconsider all of my beliefs about the nature of time. Oak, as Pi is confident the reading is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon at the High Energy Lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data. Oak, the High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Ember Twin's equator. Come here at once. You need to see this. So we found a way... Hold on, let's put this in the projection pit and see what happens. Wait, where am I? This looks like Ember Twin. Ah, right, you can't walk out of the pit. Is there one of those huge... Oh yeah, there totally is. There totally is one of these huge solar things on Ember Twin, that's right. And I remember I was trying to get an image of this thing from the top when we saw this originally. Okay, so this is not actually useful, I don't think. But the text that is encoded in it certainly was. Have we seen other... Have we seen other structures anywhere that look like the teleportation tower at Whitehall Station? We should probably fall back into the black hole just so that we can go and have a look at that structure. Because we need to be able to recognize it if we see another one. Apparently they're... you can see them being very important. So the implications of... Oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I was going to try to land on that... Ow. Ridge, which apparently I've done without being able to see it. Okay, well, I don't know where I am relative to things. I'm just going to try to fall. Really cool if I could walk off the edge of this. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, the implications of the teleportation technology taking you to where you're going before you leave might explain to us a little something about how the Eye of the Universe appears to be older than the universe that it is in, right? The Ash Twin project, the Ash Twin towers are teleportation towers, aren't they? They might be, at least. That's really interesting. Okay, let's have a look around here. I don't even know what we're looking for. I don't remember what the place that we couldn't get into on Brittle Hollow looked like. I think probably the way we'd have to do this is go to where it is in Brittle Hollow and just hang out there until it falls into the black hole. Because I don't know how I'm going to just, like, stumble upon it here. Yeah, 60 seconds oxygen remaining. I don't think it matters too much. I think the solar system's just about to come to an end anyway. Kind of looking around here. I guess if we were going to try to survive long enough to see stuff, the only way really to do that would be to get back in here, because there is air in here, right? Yeah, this has been, like... I feel like this has been an extremely productive episode. We're gonna land on this right about as we die, huh? Yep, here it comes. Let's see if we can get inside before it gets us. I want to die with the trees. I'm very close to suffocating. Okay, trees, hooray! Let us hug a tree, for a tree is our truest friend. And one of our only living friends. Well, we uncovered some mysteries and solved some mysteries and had a bunch of other experiences here today. And we still have so much left to do, I feel like. So the Ash Twin... Oh, you know what? I said the Ash Twin towers look like teleportation towers. Like that was some kind of big revelation. Of course they do. We know that the Ash Twin project was based on Whitehole Station. I should have been able to put that together probably faster than I did there. But yeah, so we need to go down to Ash Twin and see if we can use the teleportation towers. There's one of the towers in Ash Twin reverses your gravity, right? We were standing on the inside of the planet. If we looked up there, would it put me in the room with the memory masks? That's definitely a thing worth exploring. Also worth exploring, there are 2 quantum shard things happening right here on Timberhearth, and we need to figure out what else is going on the quantum moon, and yeah, we have a lot of motivation, a lot of directions to go next time. Sadly, for now, we are out of time. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, for some answers, maybe. Probably a lot more questions, but also some answers. And we'll see you then.